In every esport, you have the star players, expert leaders, and big brain lurkers. But then there's the player who always shows up when needed most.
There's only one man left standing is Hiko.
When I'm in a 1v whatever, 1v5, 4, I am in control of all the variables.
Surely not, right?
I'm not relying on an in-game leader to try to tell me what to do.
And then stay alive long enough to be able to use your Hunter Security. He's gonna, oh no freaking way Hiko does this again.
It allows me to capitalize on opponents' mistakes. I am in control.
Looking for the swing, he spotted Cutler, so he has a great idea of where he is, and Hiko does it again! Are you kidding me?
Not many Valorant pros have as big of a clutch factor as Spencer Hiko Martin. Hiko was born and raised in Michigan, and before he even picked up the mouse and keyboard, he was out on the field.
When I was growing up, I played pretty much all sports. I had the arm when I was younger, you know. I was like the pitcher in baseball, I was the quarterback in football, the forwards in basketball. I was one of the forwards in hockey.
He was very competitive. He wanted to win no matter what, and when he didn't win, unfortunately, he was a little dejected, but you know, he got over it because he came home and he played video games.
But after breaking his arm not once but twice in 2 freak rollerblading accidents, playing sports was never quite the same. Hiko's attention then turned to video games and eventually Counter-Strike.
I started CS at the very end of elementary school for me, or at the very beginning of middle school. I believe it was version 1.3 of CS. One of my friends, his brother was actually big into Counter-Strike. He kind of like convinced our whole friend group to buy it and try it out. I'm not going to say I fell in love with it instantly, but I remember thinking like, wow, this game is actually really fun.
Hiko soon dedicated his life to Counter-Strike, and while studying computer science in college, his competitive career started to take off.
I joined a team, TAU, which stands for Texas Area Untouchables. We were in Cal Invite. We qualified for an ESEA LAN, and I remember we go there, and I'm not going to say it a breakout performance, but I definitely played very well for what people expected, and I think that kind of like took off my career from the start. We placed 4th or 5th, and people expected us not even to make it to the playoffs at all.
Hiko soon made the jump over to CSGO, having spells with the likes of Quantic Gaming, Complexity, and Cloud9. And he was starting to make a name for himself on the biggest stages.
That bomb plant's already been happening for quite a while here. So Hiko and Sean, that's a good kill from Hiko, but they realize Dupree's still in there somewhere. They're going to try and go for it here. They want to go all in. Hiko comes in with another kill, and back to a 2-on-2. That bomb's so far ticked. They got to move quick right now. They're going for it. The defuse is already happening. Hiko, are you kidding me? He's going to go for it. They win the round. Hiko picks up a triple, and Cloud9 win it. What?
Hiko left Cloud9 at the end of 2014, and due to contract issues, he was forced to take a break from his competitive career at the early start of 2015. A stint at Nalum alongside the likes of Semphis and Automatic followed, before he got a surprise phone call.
I get a call from a friend who works for Flipside. That team has Simple and Blade and Markeloff, like some really known good players, like old school players. I get a call saying, hey Spencer, one of our players is having visa issues and we want you to come and ring for us in Montreal. And I'm like, what? I remember them saying that Simple actually requested for me by name, and I was like, oh, who's Simple?
With Hiko standing in, Flipside placed top 4 at ESWC 2015, sparking a mutual friendship and respect between Hiko and the future GOAT of CSGO. Hiko then received his next big CSGO offer as he joined Team Liquid and was back to doing what he does best.
There's one Molotov going in now. The kills start to trickle in. 4 spotless on that CT side. It will once again just be Hiko. Is he about to pull off the Alamo? He's got 3 from behind quad. Can he find a 4th? He gets the 4th. He's on for the ace and he gets it. What?
But a 16th place finish at the DreamHack Open Major saw Liquid make a roster change. Hiko was reunited with Simple. At their first major together at map point, Hiko was about to take a giant leap towards their first major finals. Until
there's a lot of pressure on him. He's got to hit these shots. We saw Fall in this spot before, the same spot, but with much more utility to work with. Here he comes once again. The first base is a trend. He's going to hit the ground there. It's Cold. Oh, what? A jumping double for Cold. What is going on right now? How does he do this?
MLG Columbus was our major to win. I blinked. I had a nightmare, and a jumping Brazilian man ended up destroying my nightmare. And then I woke up and we were already at the next tournament. So crazy what happened, but yeah.
Liquid would get another shot as they made the finals of the next major in Cologne. But the tricky Brazilians would prove to be too much once again.
And now it's just all in the details. Easy for SK to pick it up here. Trying to walk through the smoke, but it's just not going to happen. SK Gaming, second major championship in a row. They are your winners.
I was put in a very weird spot with that team with a lot of the problems where I have a lot of people messaging me about their problems with other people on the team. I wasn't young at the time, but I was 27. I'm not like a psychologist. I was put in a position where like there's like two sides of the team that were just clashing, and I was like on the middle trying to play the fence. This guy's personality doesn't match well with this guy's personality. We had a lot of problems with just like getting everybody to just be okay with each other and not fight and not tilt and not hate each other.
Simple departed for NAVI, and after Liquid was knocked out of groups at the next major, Hiko was dropped from the team.
I think it aged me a lot with a lot of the problems we had, even just interpersonal problems between me and other players. I felt very betrayed.
Spells at Optic and Rogue followed, but Hiko never found the same level of success as he did with Liquid. But a new game would give Hiko a second chance at the top: Valorant.
I remember getting an email, so a random cold email, but they invited me to play the first beta weekend where it was all streamers. And I just remember like feeling like this game is actually fun. Like this game could be something big.
He's happier, 100% happier. He's got a twinkle in his eye and he's got a pep in his step. He just seems to be a lot happier with what he's doing now. And he's really good at it, obviously. Counter-Strike, he was getting kind of burnt out on it. And this one so far, he's, knock on wood, he's doing great.
Hiko joined 100 Thieves, reuniting with former Liquid teammate Nitro and banned CSGO veteran Steel. Drafting in young guns Asuna and Dicey, they found instant success.
There's only 2 players left. There's a 2 versus 4 for TSM. They have to find a way out of this situation, but it's getting worse and worse. And who better than Hiko to look to seal the deal here in this grand finals as Colors tries. He does all that he can, but it's simply not enough against 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves, they've done it. They are your First Strike North America champions.
After the internal struggles with Liquid, Hiko had learned how to better construct a team environment.
I think it trained me and made me realize things about playing with younger players and how I need to act around younger, more inexperienced, maybe even hot-headed players. I think with a player like Asuna, I think it's important just to make sure he is feeling comfortable playing his own game and having fun. And I think those are like the main things that we never really touched on with Liquid.
After a disappointing Masters 1 where Nitro was given paternity leave, 100 Thieves looked to bounce back and qualify for the first Valorant LAN. But they missed out in the cruelest fashion.
He's going to have to win 3 fights to keep his team in this. It's not going to be easy. He'll take 1 and the second. He needs but 1 more. Lockdown's gone now. So it's just Victor with 2 curveballs and 6 HP on Nitro. The peek won't work. Victor takes it, and that's an easy defusal. MB will take the series.
I personally think it's not fair to say that we underperformed Masters 2. I think we were within 1 round of both series against NAVI and Sentinels from making Iceland, and we literally lost either 13-11 or in overtime on all 3 maps. I just think that we had a couple unlucky rounds, a bad day.
But 100 Thieves didn't let the disappointment get to them.
Masters 3 comes along, and I feel like we were just a whole new team. I feel like we had a lot of time to practice. I don't want to say we wasted a month of testing agents out, but we definitely like explored changing our agents.
100 Thieves had qualified for their first international LAN event, Masters Berlin. Hiko was set to play on LAN for the first time in 2 years, and boy was he up for it.
Shadows good for 1. Hiko trades 1 out. Oh, just narrowly not able to get the second. He doesn't pitching in. He's able to get a second one. Hiko, 24 health, running for the fences. Is Chronicle has plenty of health. Chronicle on the tap. He's got to get Bros don't fake. He's got to get it to Happier. Oh Hiko swings out. He gets 4. He gets the Red Bull clutch. Hiko playing in it as well. Dawson is in a good spot for it, but no, he gets traded out. Hiko in a 1v3, but they're so weak. Hiko, they're so weak. Hiko, they're so weak. Hiko, just on the other side, the tap. No, he's going to fake it out, and that might give his position away, but Hiko does it again. A Red Bull clutch, a 4K for 100 Thieves.
Hiko had clutched up yet again to make the difference for 100 Thieves. So what makes him so good at clutching?
I feel like I operate the best when all of the factors are known, or I have the most known factors. When you're playing in a non-clutch round, when I'm in a 5v5, there's so much information being thrown around, and there's so much information that isn't being thrown around that you just don't have the whole picture, both Counter-Strike and Valorant. And so when I'm in a 1v whatever, 1v5, 4th, whatever it is, I am in control of all the variables. I am in control. And I think that that is a mental block for a lot of people. Like, people get overloaded with that, but I think that actually activates me, and it actually like puts me into a state of hyper focus. It allows me to outplay or outsmart or capitalize on opponents' mistakes.
100 Thieves fell at the hands of Envy in the semifinals, but had taken series from the EU stars Acend and the eventual champions Gambit in the process.
My teams have always performed worse against American teams versus European teams. And I mean, it felt great to be able to beat Gambit with them going on to win the tournament. It felt great to beat Ascend now that they are the world champions right now. But it definitely kind of sucked beating teams of that caliber, beating the team that won the tournament. And because we lost to Envy in the semifinals, we didn't get a spot for champions. Like, that definitely sucked.
100 Thieves would have to battle through the last chance qualifier to make champions. But they made a move nobody saw coming as they benched veteran Steel for an unknown quantity in Boy.
I don't really want to talk very much about the whole Steel thing, but I will say that, like, when we were looking for who to replace for Steel, we just didn't really have any good options that were very readily available in such short notice.
With their roster shaken up, things got off to the perfect start as 100T won their opening 2 games with Hiko clutching up.
Hiko backside, can he hold on to this position by the stairs? Able to deal with one, and trying to just reset, dodge behind the Radiant Crate. He gets backside, actually, down to 21 points of health. The shock darts being bounced around. Hiko trying to pre-fire this position. Oh, right click. Oh, no way, Hiko. He's got himself 3.
But disaster struck the event. COVID issues and connection problems plagued the LCQ LAN setup, and it was quickly moved online. And when things got back underway, 100 Thieves' momentum evaporated.
Hiko watching the flank first. He'll be first contact. He looks away. Zyppan gets Asuna. They're second guessing their angles. It's not working as Boy comes up with a big frag. It's up to him, the newest member of the team. Can he keep this series alive? Boy staying in the ult. He gets hit by Zyppan. That's going to be the defuse. There's more than enough time. Cloud9 lock in grand finals.
I think if LCQ didn't cancel from being on LAN to go online, I think we qualify. I think we were just a much different, more focused team in LA when we were there to, at the actual LAN. And I think those 2 weeks that we had as a break actually hurt us way more than it helped us. Then coming back home, I just feel like it just didn't feel the same. I think other teams had time to study us and get better themselves. And our best chance was if that tournament just continued.
100 Thieves will be headed into the new season with a new lick of paint. With the departure of Nitro, Hiko will be the sole veteran of the team. And there's one big thing Hiko wants to add to his game.
Having a bit more of an aggressive play style. Whether I continue to play Sova or not, I think I get a lot of flack and a lot of hate for that. And so maybe I can try to hold W a little bit more and let go of shift. It feels like sometimes my shift key is just stuck. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's my keyboard.